Hello, welcome to the new episode of the Daily Fake News, where we are going to keep you informed about how international situation intensified. So, let's hit it.
No, there's absolutely nothing different about it, Nima. I have last week was totally crazy because I was on the road in Italy all the time, so I didn't have time to sit down, not even for 10 minutes to write a proper column about it. I'm doing this now. And obviously I'm outside. I am in Doha now. So I am already back in Eurasia. And of course, with the whole Raisi story in front of us. So it's absolutely crazy, literally. But what I'm trying to do later tonight, after I talk to you and your audience, deep in the middle of the night, quiet here in the souk in Doha, I will try to write a column connecting exactly what you just mentioned, which is one of the most important meetings of the 21st century, for that matter. And let's say the third man in the picture, which unfortunately is not there anymore. We can call him President Martyr Raisi. Because the three most important actors in our drive towards multipolarity, they remain the same. They are Russia, China, and Iran. The two crucial ones, of course, are Russia and China. And the two, and the one relatively new arrival, but also extremely important in terms of West Asia, in terms of the lands of Islam, and as one of the leaders of the global majority is Iran. So the tragedy that happened with Raisi and his excellent foreign minister Abdullahian is, of course, uh, deeply saddens all of us, especially coming only a few days after this absolutely extraordinary meeting in Beijing, which many of us expected, of course, let's say, like the apex of the personal relationship between Putin and Xi for the past few years, and with a delicious symmetry. After his inauguration, Xi Jinping's inauguration in China, Putin met him exactly 10 days afterwards. And now, exactly 10 days after Putin's re-inauguration in Moscow, he meets Xi Jinping. So even these little, extremely significant details are quite something. It's, of course, this escapes those lowly intellects in the Beltway, right? But it's predictable. The most important thing is, I would say, is not only the 12,000 word, let's put it this way, joint statement, Russia-China joint statement, Putin Xi joint statement. The fact that they are collaborating and increasing their collaboration partnership in virtually every area, but also, of course, the personal warmth between both. That's a wonderful, like in Italy, we say in Italia, passeggiata, that little walk together that they had, just with the two translators and talking to each other like friends. That was absolutely extraordinary. It shows not only to Russia and China, internal public opinion, the whole of Eurasia, but the whole planet, that this is on a whole new level. And take them very, very seriously, which is something that, of course, that's what I call NATO stand doesn't. And okay, to their own peril, as they are learning and they will continue not to learn in the immediate future. But in terms of not only a geopolitical and geoeconomic agenda and their internal agendas also merging and increasing trade and everything that they are doing very, very carefully towards de-dollarization. this was a meeting for the ages, of course. And that's why it will continue to be misunderstood or neglected or both across the West. But nobody cares about it. The Russians don't care about it. The Chinese don't care about it. And the partnership doesn't care about it anymore.
Yeah. Before this visit of Putin, we had new tariffs that Biden put on Chinese, and from 25% to 100%. That was a gift, I think, to this meeting between Xi and Putin. It's unbelievable how they're managing everything in Washington. It seems that nobody is in charge there.
Because, Nima, it's not only between their ministries, or it's personal. And obviously, we know that they pick up the phone and they talk to each other outside of their several personal face-to-face meetings every year. And when they meet in different summits, they will meet again at the the SCO summit later this year. They'll meet again the BRICS summit. So and they might even meet at the G20 in Rio in November as well. So they keep meeting each other. So obviously, decisions, they flow like this. Some of these decisions are horizontal, of course, but some are like a pyramid, and they come from the two leaders at the top. And of course, both systems, they look up to Xi and Putin with a mix of profound respect and even awe. They are respected as leaders of civilizational states, and the mechanism on both sides, in Moscow and Beijing, understands that this is a civilization state partnership. It's not only two nation states. It goes way beyond that. And on top of it, on a crucial crossroads of history where we have the declining power reaching a stage of internal disintegration, paranoia, and a feeling of being cornered, and everything slipping away from the elites that control the hegemon and the vassals, that the world that they built for the past 75 years, it doesn't exist anymore. So all that, this peer relation partnership scares the hell out of them. Not only the Beltway, not only Washington, Virginia, Maryland, and financial elites in New York, but especially the vassals across the Atlantic. Europe, I just came back this morning from NATO Stan, and some of the things that I heard in Italy, where we still find critical spirits in nodes, of course, not in terms of the leadership in Rome, which is an absolute disaster, but in academia and the intellectual life in Italy is still very, very powerful, with a fabulous tradition of centuries, if not two and a half millennia of thinking. And what they told me about the way Italy is completely cornered and subjugated by NATO, especially, which subjugates the EU and, of course, subjugates Rome as well, is absolutely mind-boggling, including secret NATO bases all across, all over NATO. Italy, I was very close to some of them, for that matter, early last week. The way that the corruption in Rome, especially after the failed 5 stars experiment, now is even worse than it was a decade ago, or 2 or 3 decades ago. So, and it's a pity to see that a civilized Italy is a civilization state. We all know that Western culture and Western civilization owes almost everything of exceptionalism in a good aesthetic sense, and even political philosophy sense, to Italy.
Please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. That way, you'll never miss an update on our next exciting adventure. Thanks for being part of this journey with us. And remember, the world is full of amazing stories waiting to be discovered. See you in the next one.